The US-backed 20-point peace plan for Gaza would require Hamas to release all hostages, 20 of whom are thought to be alive. Israel would then release hundreds of detained Palestinians and ensure aid deliveries to the Strip increase. Hamas must have no role in future governance of the region. Instead, a temporary Palestinian governing body would be established, supervised by a board of peace led by US President Donald Trump. The plan says Israel will not occupy or annex Gaza, and a vetted Palestinian police force will eventually maintain internal security. Palestinians would be able to remain in Gaza if they choose, with the region to be redeveloped. This proposal leaves the door open to the eventual establishment of a Palestinian state, something Israel has long opposed.
What the future holds for the Palestinians, no one really knows, but the plan that we put forward today is focused on ending the war immediately, getting all of our hostages back, getting everything back. Hard to believe when you even say it, and creating conditions for durable Israeli security and Palestinian success. Israeli security is going to be involved. We're going to help you. We'll be there with you in terms of helping with security. We want to make sure it works. We just want to make sure it works. There shouldn't be a shot fired. Now, there will be, I guess, because that's the way it seems to be, but there shouldn't have to be within a few days. There shouldn't have to be a shot fired.
US and Israeli leaders insist the plan will be partially implemented, even if it's rejected by Hamas. President Trump says if the group disagrees, Israel will have his full backing to destroy Hamas.
But if Hamas rejects your plan, Mr. President, or if they supposedly accept it and then basically do everything to counter it, then Israel will finish the job by itself. This can be done the easy way, or it can be done the hard way.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has welcomed the development. He says we call on all sides to come together and to work with the US administration to finalise this agreement and bring it into reality. Hamas should now agree to the plan and end the misery by laying down their arms and releasing all remaining hostages. The foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia, Jordan, the UAE, Qatar and Egypt have released a joint statement welcoming Washington's efforts to end the war. The officials reiterated their calls for peace through a two-state solution. Professor Jonathan Lincoln is Director of the Centre for Jewish Civilization at Georgetown University and has previously worked with the United Nations. I spoke to him a short time ago.
Moving on from the theatrics of the press conference and what we saw today, I think it's clear firstly, that there's important momentum towards ending this horrific war. That being said, there's a long road ahead, and I'm not sure how close we actually are. We definitely have more clarity on how to end the war, on the withdrawal of troops, on the choreography, on the release of the hostages, the release of Palestinian prisoners, bringing meaningful relief to the Palestinians in Gaza. And also, setting on a path towards reconstruction and maybe even most importantly, creating a legal framework under the UN for overseeing this process and the governance of Gaza without the participation of Hamas, really, to end this nightmare that we've been witnessing for the past 2 years. This is extremely important. It also makes important headway in consolidating a number of the efforts and proposals that have been discussed really over the past 2 years. And, I'm thinking specifically about the New York Declaration from last July at the United Nations under French and Saudi leadership, and this idea of an international stabilization force mandated by the UN Security Council to create also, this just in general, this idea of creating some sort of division of labor for all of these international actors to support. But as always, the devil is in the details. And each side, the Israelis, Palestinians, will all find serious difficulty with some of these provisions.